What's up, everybody? This is Downtown Lowdown episode 8. I'm Jason Cassity, and I'm here with
David Spiewak.
And we're so stoked to be back. Last week, if you started or if you saw that video, we got about halfway through, and then our live feed cut. So we actually did the entire rest of that episode that you didn't get to see, but
and it was so good.
It was probably our best one yet. We had Leonardo DiCaprio come in, Jessica Biel. We had all these celebrity guests that you don't get to see now. So we're just gonna have to take our word for that actually happened.
And you can't even tell if our pants are on fire because
you can't see pants. But we did write the rest of what we were talking about in blog form, catch up about the events of that week and Comic-Con, all that jazz on our previous post. So now, episode 8.
8. Wow, time flies when you do this sporadically.
When you do this quasi-consistently and whenever we have something that we consider deemed worthy of talking about.
Truth.
We thought that this episode was extremely important though because we're kind of calling it the Q3 State of the Market episode for here in downtown San Diego. There, at least it feels like, there is a shift a-coming.
Yeah.
If not already.
I feel like it's already, by the time you feel the shift, it's already been happening for a couple months already.
It's almost like, you know, what's the up and coming spot? Well, once you hear about it, it's already too late. Like,
right.
It's already come.
Usually that's me, but luckily in real estate, I'm more immersed in it, so I know it better. When I'm showing up to a place, you know it's past its prime.
So we pulled some stats here, and the reason, I mean, you know, we can talk about what we feel because we're the feet on the ground, all that type of jazz, but just these 3 stats kind of are starting to tell, you're starting to see a little bit of an uptick, right? So inventory here in downtown San Diego, so 92101, this is condo inventory across basically the entire zip code. It includes some of Bankers Hill as well. We're up from 2.8 months of inventory to 3.7 over the last couple months.
So what does that mean per se? Like how many units are actually on the market right now? Because I know at the bottom, we were around only 175, 170 condos, not including the Hard Rock, sorry.
Yeah, not including the Hard Rock hotels, right? That's a good question. What that means in layman's terms is we were at one point, the lowest point that I pulled, so there was months, I know this for a fact, that there were under 200.
Yeah.
I pulled just last couple months ago, we were down at 207 for the entire zip code. We're up to 276. And so you're like, okay, big deal. That's 70 on 2. That's like a 33% increase in just a few months.
Absolutely.
Of inventory flooding into the market. Now it's funny because we're always like, oh, there's no inventory. You know, for the last 5 years, that's been like the gripe.
Absolutely.
Now we have inventory.
And you get a listing and you're like, you say inventory is low, but look at these 2 listings I just got, and then 2 days later, boom, you're in escrow, full price or over.
Exactly, and I feel like for the last like 2, 3, 4 years, it's been like that. It's been, you've been able to just list something 10% over the last sale and still have multiple offers 2 weeks on the market. That, I think, is what we're going to see changing the most.
Oh, absolutely.
I consider it almost like a new norm, because this is more of a reversion to the norm than it is some sort of crash.
Yeah.
I mean, so here we go too. So April, May, June, and July, the last 4 months here, the average price list to sale price ratio would drop from 97% to 96.5. Again, not a huge drop if you think 0.5%, but that's the first time in years that we've seen that go down a little bit, which is starting to indicate a little bit of a correction.
Absolutely. I don't even know about a correction per se, but more of
a flattening?
Turning into more of a buyer's market than sellers. It used to be a point where, you know, your next door neighbor sold for 500,000 and you're like, I'm gonna list mine for 525. It's the same exact, it's not nicer, it's not worse, but if he got that, I'm gonna get this, and guess what, you were right.
100%, and that's the thing, is you've just been able to throw it on the market, you know, not even like, I mean, not just have any type of marketing, take some iPhone photos, like I see that unfortunately a lot, and they would still sell.
Yeah.
And it would still sell at asking or over asking multiple offers, but that's not normal. It's not normal to go 10, 12% year over year for 8 years straight.
No, it's not, you know, and there's no new buildings. Obviously, Pacific 8 is a new building. I shouldn't say that first one opened up in, you know, first new building in 8 years that's opened up, new inventory, but we're looking at $1 million plus, but even you see the middle range slowing down a little bit. People are like, oh my God, interest rates are at 5. FYI, 5% is amazing. If you get an interest rate at 5%, bought my condo in 09 and jumped for joy.
Historical average is about 6%.
6, 7, 7.5, something.
Now, a lot of that, you know, in the 80s and stuff when interest was 15%. So I get like historically that's being brought up, but that's, we, especially us, you know, and you're talking about late 20s, early 30s, I've almost known nothing my adult life above 5%. So this is like, there's a big subset of the buying population that thinks, you know, interest rates are going crazy when they see 4.5%, 5.5%, but that is normal.
Absolutely, and here's what I'll say too, and I said this in 2016 and 2017, and I'll say it now. It's a great time to buy. It's a great time to sell. If you're waiting for a higher number, you're going to be waiting for a long time. If you're waiting for interest rates to go down, you're never going to buy. I have a feeling they're going to continuously, slowly go up, and there's nothing wrong with that. And, you know, again, I don't know if it's a correction or if it's just, you know, everything's getting back to normal, and everyone's like, oh, are we in a bubble? Are we in a bubble? Maybe in other parts. I'm not sure about San Diego or downtown, you know.
I don't think so.
We have, you know, our biotech exploding. We have technology exploding. We have, you know, buildings and the weather, and everyone just loves it down here.
Yeah, and I think there's a difference between our prices, like, you know what I mean? Our prices, they can't grow 10% year over year over year. They can't outpace inflation like that, but does that mean we're in a bubble? No, not necessarily. I think in 2004, 5, 6, when anybody working at McDonald's could get a stated income loan and overbuy, that's more of a bubble because prices were being artificially inflated, whereas now prices are up, but they're up because they're supposed to be up, because for the last 10 years or 8 years it's been extremely hard to get a loan. Everybody's sitting on positive equity now. There's not going to be a rash of foreclosures like there was when people were taking out seconds and, you know, going to get jet skis and all that stuff. At least to the level. So while there's going to be I'm calling it a flattening of, you know, instead of 10% year over year growth, we're going to see 3 to 5%.
That's still great.
That's not a crash by any means. At least not for the next foreseeable future. For the next 18 months to 2 years, I don't foresee it crashing. I see a flattening.
Right, and for all you renters out there, as your rent and you're complaining about skyrocketing rents, your mortgage is going to be the same.
Yeah.
So you really get in there. Yeah, your taxes go up here and there, but your mortgage will be the same. Your 30-year fixed, your 15-year fixed. Like if you do an ARM, God bless you. It is what it is. But you're going to plateau, whereas rents have been going up and up and up. Even though I'd say this year we have like 2,500 apartments coming to fruition, which is
I'll be interested
wild.
to see. That's the problem. We talked about that in episode 3 or 4. I think I'm interested to see how the influx of rental supply, is that going to stop the rental growth we've been seeing? Because the rental growth has been going up 10% year over year over year over year too. But I wonder if the influx of supply is going to slow that down a little bit. Are we going to finally be like just stop rental growth for a couple years or what? It remains to be seen. I don't know.
I don't know. And we were talking about this before the camera went on. I'm hoping there's some rentals out there that convert to condos.
Yeah, that'd be. I think that's more likely. Actually.
Right, like Strata next door is a beautiful building, high rise. They're at their 10-year mark where they can convert from, you know, renting to condos. We were talking about Pinnacle, but the second tower that's going up would sell out depending upon what they would price it at. I can almost guarantee it if they don't get too greedy and they price it correctly. People need places to live. We need places to sell. People want places to buy. I think that would be the smart route to go instead of going rentals. But I think it makes sense if they did that second tower and went straight to sale instead of renting and worrying about that. I think it behooves them to sell and make some money, keep the yellow tower rental, wait for that 10-year mark, and then have some pride of ownership. Get some people in that area that are going to care about that park and use the pool and use the amenities and actually make that area a home instead of, you know, a revolving door of tenants.
Yeah, we did talk to them actually about that. As one of our clients, we're, you know, good friends with the one of the developers there, and we pitched that. And we were like, hey, this would be a good opportunity to jump in and add some inventory to the East Village, because there hasn't been a new construction project in the East Village since Smart Corner. I think is the last. The Aloft condo converted.
Oh, that's true, Aloft. And guess what? How long did it take for them to sell out?
Not very long. It was pretty quick, a couple years, and that was only because of the financing. It was restrictions in the beginning. If they were able to get financing the whole time, they would have sold instantly.
And it was also with renters. You know, they just didn't kick them out. They waited for the term to end.
And so there was more than one owner that owned it. So I think you'd have actually a good opportunity to get something like the lofts at 7776 and the lofts at 70710. That was the same Oliver McMillan that built Aloft, that condo converted. I think those companies would have a good opportunity to then convert as well.
I completely agree. And there's no offense to renters, but when you buy, again, you know what your mortgage is. It's going to be like that for 30 years. And also there's the pride of ownership and people caring about the area.
Yeah.
Instead of just renting and it's, you know, it's a place where you live and you go out and enjoy, you're actually invested instead of just living.
Yeah, 100%. Cool. Well, that's episode 8. I mean, that was the state of the market. If
Right.
you have any questions about the downtown San Diego market, you can drop a comment below here on YouTube or Facebook, wherever you're watching this video, or you can reach out to David directly at
858-527-2269. D is in David, P is in Peter, S is in Sam, realestate@gmail.com. And then the usual Facebook, Twitter, the Instagram, all that stuff.
We're everywhere. My name is Jason Cassity here at I Sell the City Real Estate in downtown San Diego. You can email me, Jason, at the Cassity team, CASSITY.com, or reach out at 619-800-6178. Thank you so much for watching Downtown Lowdown.
Short and sweet.
At 11 minutes.
Yeah, until next time, guys. Hopefully next Thursday. Nah, I'm out of town. In a couple weeks, we will be back.
Maybe we should shoot number 9
We
before
could do
you
that
leave,
before,
and
yeah.
then we'll change our shirt, and
Right.
then we'll just do it. Let's see what happens. Episode 9. Peace.
Thank you, guys. Latest.